Deputy Speaker, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I ask questions, may I know if the mayor of Ozamis City is on board?
Hindi ka marinig, boss. We cannot hear you, DS Marcoleta. Your volume is not functioning, your audio. Pero na?
Can you hear me?
Okay na. Yes, yes. Okay.
I'd like to know, Mr. Chair, if the mayor of Ozamis City is on board.
I think he's not on board because he's on leave. The acting mayor is Mayor Neri.
The reason why I'm asking, Mr. Chair, is I think he's the best resource person when it comes to the questions that are supposed to be asked on the LGU Ozamis. I think I made sure that he's...
We will invite him for the next hearing. I will invite him if I can call him, or I can call DS Ominal to invite his son for the next hearing, if possible.
I know, Mr. Chair, that he just got married, but I saw a Facebook post that he was married for the second time. The first time is when he was married to the people of Ozamis on May 19, 2019, meaning to say the people of Ozamis are very important to him. And these are issues that need to be addressed by him. Okay, if he is present, if he will be present in the next hearing, Mr. Chair, that will be okay with me.
Yes, I will make the proper representations to have that possible, to make that possible.
May I begin now, Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir. You are recognized.
Mr. Chair, as you recall, in the last hearing, I was asking the city administrator whether he knew about the previous resolution of the city officials when they filed resolution 5119 dated February 18, 2019, stopping the same project, subject matter of this inquiry. He claimed no knowledge about this. So may I ask the former district engineer, Caroline Abinales, who is on board, because it was to her office that this resolution was addressed.
Former district engineer Abinales, please answer.
Engineer Abinales, were you aware of that resolution?
What resolution is that, sir? Your Honor, what resolution was that, sir?
It was the resolution of the previous city officials approved on February 18, 2019, resolution number 57-19. It was addressed to your office.
I'm not aware of that, sir.
So you are not aware of the resolution of the previous city officials, considering that it was even directed to your office, pleading to stop this project, subject matter of this case. You didn't have knowledge about this?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
You are very sure of that because you are under oath.
Yes, sir. To my...
Paano naman nangyari yon na ang resolution ng isang syudad na naka-address sa iyo ay hindi mo man lang alam? You do not even know the existence of that resolution?
Yes, sir. No, and
Okay, let me go to the other matter. As established during the last hearing, the housing project with contract ID 19KJ0186 at the 100 million funding, 50 million from the GAA of 2019 and 50 million local fund. You know about that, is that correct?
Yes, sir. 50 million. 50 million from the GAA funding.
And 50 million local fund. So 100 million, right?
From, another project from the LGU fund.
Engineer Abinales, we're talking of only one project. Contract ID 19KJ0186. Ito yung multipurpose housing project cluster with site development. Hindi mo alam ito?
Million, sir. It's only 50 million, sir. From the GAA.
50 million from the GAA and 50 million from the local fund. Is that correct?
No, sir. No, sir. Two projects. There are two projects, sir.
Ibig mong sabihin, yung buong project, 50 million lang?
Yes, sir. Yung sa GAA, 50 million lang.
I am not talking about the GAA. I am talking about the total funding of the entire project. Dalawang buildings ito and one cluster in Barangay Malaubang.
Two different projects.
Two different projects, sir. The other one, the other 50 million, we funded under the local government LGU fund is 50 million, another project yun. That's...
Engineer Abinales, naiintindihan mo ba ang sinasabi ko? Ang tinatanong ko sa'yo, isa lang ang contract ID, 19KJ0186.
No, dalawang contract ID yun, sir. Dalawang contract ID yun, sir. Yung 19KJ0186 is from the GAA, that's worth 50 million.
O, so yung 50 million is only one building.
Two sites yun, sir. Malaubang at saka Laman.
Okay, okay. The one in Malaubang is the cluster housing.
Yes. Of the 50 million.
Yes, sir. So, if you're talking about 19 KGA0186, sir, that's two sites, Malaubang and Laman.
Yeah, yung one in Laman, ito yung multipurpose building 1. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will show you the picture of building 1 as it was taken on December 14, 2020. Please show the slide 1. That was the picture of building 1 as taken on December 14, 2020. Show the slide 2, please. That is slide 2. The same building taken on February 4, 2021. Slide 3, please. That's the same building taken yesterday, March 3, 2021. Engineer Abinales, did you see any progress in the work of building 1 since December of last year? Did you notice any progress o pareho lang?
About sa progress, sa picture lang, sir, makikita mo, hindi masyado.
Wala. Hindi gumalaw, hindi ba?
Ay, gumalaw naman yun, sir, siguro, sir. Pero wala na ako doon.
Pinatitingnan ko nga sa'yo, nasa yun, andyan na yung slides eh. Oh,
Kasi, sir,
December 14,
sa
February 1, and March 3. Anong pinag-iba?
may activities kasi yan sa loob, sir. Para yun ang feedback sa
No?
May activities yan sa loob ng building.
Walang activity. Kahit hindi ako Engineer Abinales, wala akong nakikitang pagbabago since December 2020. Di mo ba nakikita? Maliban na lang kung ayaw mong tingnan. Okay. Babalikan kita, Engineer Abinales. Mr. Chair, in the last hearing, I asked the contractor Alpha and Omega as to who were responsible building 1, where building 1 is being constructed, and he could not tell us. I also asked the representative of the DPWH, but he too did not know who were responsible in the unlawful demolition. The city administrator told us that the residents voluntarily demolished their houses. Can we show again slides 4, 5, and 6, Mr. Chair? Slide 4, and then 5, and then...
order, sir. Dili gina pwede mo undangan, sir. Naigo pa lang to. Sir, naigo ba yan dito sa ulo, sir? Charo, sir. Sama ni sir. Sama ni. Ano ba yan, sir? Wala kayo action, sir. Sir, action din po niya, sir. Kasi maluoy pa, sir. Tanawa na po, sir. Oy, sir, ang mga... Oy, sir, hapit na ginangabot sa mga, sir. Uy, yung ana mo, ana. Ang saman mo. Action din po ninyo ba? Mga pulis!
Wala mo kayo labot yung balay, ma'am. Wala mo kayo labot yung balay.
Sir! Luyo na nga mo, sir! Apil! Apil, sir! Apil, sir! Apil ang mua! Malaka mo na siya ng human shield, sir! Hindi mo abot sa mua! Hapit na, sir! Hapit na! Kauban niya nag-kurte!
Slide 5, please. Slide 5.
Among luna na, dira!
Slide 6.
Mama! Ama, tabang! Tabang! Ama, tabang! Ama! Sige! Sige! Oh! Mga animala mo! Sige! Sige! Sulayin ninyo! Sige! Sige! Padayon mo! Ama! Ama! Daman! Ama! Ama! Daman! O, di ba? Sige!
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I ask the residents invited if they can confirm that they are the ones weeping in those video clips, pleading for help?
Please proceed and identify a spokesperson among the group who can represent them.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Comsec, can you assist them, those who were invited, who are on board today?
Yes, they are now recognized. You may proceed, DS Marcoleta.
Is there anyone from the residents, I don't know the names, Mr. Chair, who were invited?
Can I call the attention of the Laman landowner? Sino po kayo? Pakibanggit po ang pangalan nyo.
Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Rinya Tadle, yung may-ari ng bahay po na giniba.
Irenea Tadley po ba? Tama po ba?
Po.
Kayo po ba ay nakapag-oath na magsasabi ng totoo sa hearing na to? Natapos na po ba yung oath nyo? Kayo po ay nanunumpa na magsasabi ng totoo sa hearing na to?
Yes. Opo.
Okay, salamat po. DS Marcoleta, you can proceed with your questioning.
Kasama po ba kayo, Mrs., dun sa mga umiiyak at humahagulgol na nagpapatulong sana'y wag nang wasakin ang inyong mga bahay?
Opo. Opo. Opo yung kasama yung pamangkin ko po yung kasama ko.
Salamat po. Para malaman po ng buong daigdig, voluntaryo po ba at masaya po ba ninyong dinimolis ang mga bahay nyo? Kayo po ba ang nagdimolis ng mga bahay ninyo? Voluntaryo po ba kayong nagdimolis ng bahay ninyo?
Hindi po.
Po kayong umiiling, sumagot po kayo para marinig kayo.
Opo, hindi po voluntaryo yun.
Kilala po ba ninyo kung sino ang nagwasak ng mga bahay ninyo?
Mga trabaho po yun. Mga trabahante po yun.
Kanino po trabahador? Huwag po kayong matatakot. Sabihin po ninyo yung totoo. Kanino po trabahador, kaninong mga tauhan yung nagwasak, nagdemolish ng mga bahay ninyo?
Alam ko po yung HSO construction po. Yung bulldozer, yung bako po sa HSO po yun.
Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng HSO?
Alam ko po, Henry Sibelia Waminal po.
Meron po bang mga pananakot na nangyayari sa inyo ngayon?
Ngayon po, wala naman po.
Masaya ba kayo sa nangyari sa inyo nang mawasak ang mga bahay ninyo?
Hindi po.
Meron po ba kayong, nabigyan po ba kayo ng relocation at binigyan po ba kayo ng matitirhan ng mga taong nagwasak sa inyong mga bahay?
Wala po.
For the record, Mr. Chair, yung pong mga kasama niya na nitong ginang na sumasagot ay umiiling din. Just for the record, I want to make a manifestation that they're all shaking their head. Ibig sabihin po, ay
DS Marcoleta, just to suggest to you that they register their names so that we know who to properly identify in our committee report as giving the same statement as so that it will be properly recorded. That's just a suggestion to you.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, in the last hearing, I also asked Alpha and Omega to tell us the total amount of his first billing on Building 1 in Barangay Laman and the housing cluster in Barangay Malaubang after the release of the PCMA report of the DPWH dated January 31, 2020, which showed that the entire project was already 71.36% finished at that time. Unfortunately, Mr. Chair, I was then interrupted. May I ask him again, Mr. Chair, if he is present?
Any representative of Alpha and Omega Construction, please identify yourself, please.
Good afternoon po, Your Honor. Alexander Lim po.
What is your name, sir?
Alexander Lim po, Your Honor.
Alexander Lim. DS Marcoleta, you can proceed now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Lim, magkano
Yes, sir.
ba ang total amount ng first billing mo on Building 1 at saka yung sa Barangay Malaubang?
13 million po, Your Honor. 39%.
39%. Anong date nung yung billing?
October 2020 po, Your Honor.
Pwede mo bang bigyan ng kopya ang committee ito sa mga dokumentong binabanggit natin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Magkano ulit? 39 million as of October 2020.
13 po, 13. 1-3 po.
1-3.
Opo.
Meron ka na bang second billing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Magkano naman sa second billing at ano ang date ng billing?
December 2020 po, Your Honor. 77% po, Your Honor.
So at December 2020, 77% na ang nagawa mo sa project?
Opo, Your Honor.
Anong project ang pinag-uusapan natin?
Malaubang tsaka Laman po, Your Honor.
Kanina pinakita ko sa iyo, nakita mo ba yung litrato ng Building 1 na kinunan noong December 14, 2020? Pagkatapos kinunan din noong February 8, 2021 at kinunan din kahapon. Ilang porsyento na ba ang natapos sa Building 1?
Yung Building 1 kasi po, Your Honor, it's not completed. It's the first phase of the project po, Your Honor.
Ang tinatanong ko sa iyo, ilang percent na ba ang completion ng Building 1?
90+% na po siya, Your Honor. As per contract po.
90%?
Opo.
Yung itsura na yun sa litrato, 90% yung Building 1?
Phase 1 lang kasi po siya, sir, Your Honor. It's not a completed building po, Your Honor.
No, ang pinag-uusapan natin is Phase 1. Yan ang Building 1.
Yes po, Your Honor.
O, ang tinatanong ko sa iyo, ilang porsyento na ang natapos sa Phase 1 or Building 1?
Building 1 po siya, tsaka Phase 1 po siya. Yung Building 1 po, hindi siya matatapos sa kontratang yan po, Your Honor.
Ilang floors ba ang Building 1?
2 po, Your Honor.
Eh kung ipakita ko sa iyo, yung plano na ang Building 1 ay 4 na palapag, anong masasabi mo?
It was revised po, Your Honor.
Who revise it?
DPWH po.
Paano nyo ni-revise ang isang project costing 50 million pesos? Alam ba yun ng, central office ng DPWH?
Hindi ko
Did
po
you
alam.
furnish a report to the DPWH that you revised the contract. From four stories, ginawa ninyong 2 stories?
I did not revise the contract po, Your Honor.
Who revised the contract? It was originally planned for 4 stories. Mamaya ipakikita ko sa iyo yung mga plano approved by the DPWH. Mr. Chair, may I confront Mr. Lim of another PCMA report dated January 31, 2021. Do not be confused, Mr. Lim. Yung unang PCMA report was dated 31, 2020. Allegedly, yung project mo was already 71.36% at that time. Itong isang ito, I will show you slide 7. Pakitingnan na nga po natin ang slide 7, Mr. Chair.
Okay, please proceed.
Slide 7, please. Ayan po ang slide 7, Mr. Chair. Yan po ay progress report ng mga project na minomonitor ng DPWH. Sa page 79 po, nakalagay dyan that as of May 21, 2020, yung project po na pinag-uusapan natin, Mr. Chair, is 100% complete. Paano nangyari yun, Mr. Lim? Nung nakaraang hearing, ang sabi mo sa akin, nakapag-umpisa ka lang sa project May 2020, hindi ba? The last hearing, when I asked you when the actual construction of the project start, ang sabi mo, nakapag-start ka lang May 2020 because at that time, hindi pa preparado ang area, hindi ba? Sinabi mo?
Tama po, Your Honor.
Okay, ngayon, nung mag-umpisa ka ng May 2020, kauumpisa mo lang.
Pag-mute, attorney. Pag-unmute, I can stop.
Mr. Chair? Hello?
Please continue. DS Marcoleta, interruption lang. You can
In
proceed.
this PCMA report dated January 31, 2020, nakalagay po rito, Mr. Chair, as of May 21, 2020, 100% na pong tapos ang project. Paano nangyari ito, Mr. Lim? Kauumpisa mo pa lang, 100% complete na ba?
I did not make that report po, Your Honor.
Alam ko, sapagkat ito ay report ng DPWH. Sa makatwid, ang nire-report ng DPWH ay hindi totoo. Tama? Kasi sabi mo, nag-umpisa ka lang noong May 2020. Ang sabi naman ng DPWH, sa report na ito, 100% na ang project mo. Okay. Masusuyod naman natin lahat yan, Mr. Lim. It was also established during the last hearing, Mr. Chair, ang sabi nila ay yung building 1 is 50 million pesos funded by the GAA. If that is so, Mr. Chair, bakit naman yung billboard na nakatabi dyan sa building 1, ang nakalagay po ay 35 million lang? Slide 8, please. Tingnan po ninyo yung billboard, Mr. Chair. Ayan po. Pakitin lang pong mabuti, doon sa pinakailalim, naka-indicate po, yan po yung building. Diyan po sa drawing, Mr. Chair, 2 stories lang. At yung kanyang funding, nakalagay sa baba, 35 million. So, paano pong mangyayari ito, Mr. Chair? Saan po nila dinala yung 15 million? Tama ba, Mr. Lim, na ikaw din ang contractor doon sa cluster housing sa Malaubang?
Tama po, Your Honor.
At yung budget ng Malaubang is 15 million, tama?
Tama po, Your Honor.
Okay, posible ba na yung 15 million na ginamit mo o ginasta sa Malaubang project nanggaling sa Building 1 funding? Tama?
It was a
Posible ba?
cluster, when it was bidded po, Your Honor, it was a cluster of sites. It was already mentioned that 35 million is for Laman, while 15 million is for Malaubang po, Your Honor.
Okay. So considering na pareho naman silang project sapagkat isang pinanggalingan na pondo, sa makatwid, hindi 100% complete ang project. Tama? Ikaw ba naniniwala na 100% complete na ang project as we speak today? Can you confirm that the project is 100% complete today as we speak?
As per contract po, Your Honor, substantially completed na po tayo, Your Honor.
Mr. Lim, kapapakita ko lang sa iyo ng project yung Building 1 eh. Kaya ano pang sabihin mo, Phase 1 o Building 1, pareho din yun eh. Kung meron kayong Phase 3 o Phase 4, wala akong pakialam doon. Ang pinag-uusapan natin is the 50 million being accounted today. Kung saan man kayo kukuha ng pondo nyo, problema nyo na yun. But I am accounting and auditing this 50 million funded by the GAA of 2019. Ito yung nagkakagulo kayo. May I go now, Mr. Chair, to the DPWH? I want to ask any representative from the DPWH Central Office, please. Meron po bang representative ang DPWH Central Office?
Meron ba? Wala po. Region 10. Regional Director.
Yan po. Region 10.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Who is the representative of the DPWH in Region 10?
Good afternoon. I'm Attorney Chiki Tamala of DPWH Region 10.
Ano po kayo, Ms. Tamala?
I'm the legal officer of Region 10, sir.
Wala ba yung regional director ng DPWH? Kasi po
I was
I am not about to ask you about the legal issues concerning this. Ang technicality mo pinag-uusapan nito. For example, I'd like to ask whether DPWH authorized the District Engineering Office in Tangub City to implement and eventually supervise the construction of this project on private property. Did you authorize the District Engineering Office of Tangub City?
There was no authorization, Your Honor. This is a project of the district office, and the regional office has no involvement in the acquisition of the right-of-way.
Wala kayong control as a regional office? You do not monitor, you do not supervise whether or not the area over which the buildings will be constructed is private property?
We have no...
Wala
as far as the right-of-way Your Honor, as far as the right-of-way acquisition is concerned, the authority of the regional director is limited to the acquisition based on like the payment of compensation. But as regards this particular project where the acquisition of the right-of-way is handled by the local government, the regional office has no control over the project site, Your Honor.
I'm not saying you're controlling, but I think you can monitor whether or not there is payment of just compensation. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin, private property ang pinag-tayuan ng building.
Yes, Your Honor.
So did you not check whether there was payment just compensation of the private property?
Like I said, Your Honor, the approval, the authority of the regional director is only when the in the approval of the contract or the deed of sale for the payment of just compensation. However, as regards the monitoring of whether there was already acquisition of the property, it is
Okay, but
within
did you
the...
at least ask for documents whether there were contracts to purchase those private properties? Did you ask for documents?
It is already incumbent upon the implementing office, Your Honor, to monitor the acquisition.
Wala nga kayong acquisition eh. You did not even check. The implementing office, the district engineering office of Tangub City did not even pay or relocate the residents whose lots were expropriated. Did you not ask them whether or not they were paid just compensation?
Your Honor, since this is a local infrastructure project,
I
the
know it is a
Yes, Your
local
Honor.
construction project, pero ang tinatanong ko, wala ba kayong pakialam sa region kung anong nangyayari doon sa inyong mga district offices?
It is incumbent upon the district office, Your Honor, to monitor or check or validate the project site, Your Honor.
So kayo wala kayong gagawin.
If there is a claim, Your Honor, we will validate and then process if for payment of just compensation.
Paano magkakaroon ng claim? Eh wala ngang contract eh. They were not even paid. Nobody talked to them about just compensation. Nobody talked to them about relocation. Ito yung problema ng mga tao sa Lamaan. Ang tanong ko sa inyo, as regional office, wala ba kayong pakialam doon?
Your Honor, maybe the local government can answer that question since they are
Wala
the
nga
ones
yung local
responsible for
government
the
eh. Wala nga
acquisition.
yung mayor dito eh. So tingnan mo, pagka ganito na yung usapan at tanungan, pare-pareho
Ay, DS Marcoleta, nandito yata yung admin officer ng Ozamis City. I see him here.
Okay. What is his position, Mr. Chair?
Admin officer.
City administrator.
The admin officer, can you identify yourself, please? Sam Puentes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Oh, Attorney Puentes.
Good afternoon,
PWH.
Your Honor.
Nagmo-monitor lamang sila. Kayo daw naman pala ang dapat na gumawa ng kontrata kung nabayaran na yung mga lupa para mapunta na sa pangalan ninyo, sa pangalan ng LGU Ozamis, yung lupa. Meron ba kayong binayaran sa mga tao na nagrereklamo ngayon?
If Your Honor, Mr. Chair, if Your Honor, please, the situation of those individuals who are presently opposing, so I would say, is subject for an expropriation case already, and in compliance with what is mandated under the law, we have already deposited the required amount for the value of the land, and the court have issued the writ of possession. Now, as to the others, Your Honor, it is still in process, Your Honor.
Did you know the requisites before the writ of possession can be issued by the court?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your
What are the
Honor.
requisites?
Upon filing, Your Honor, upon filing of the writ, Your Honor, upon filing of the complaint, Your Honor, we are mandated to deposit 100% of the value of the land. The value of the land, Your Honor, the replacement cost for the value of the improvements that have been established thereon. And the court would now issue a writ of possession.
May I ask the clerk of court of branch 15 if she is present?
I'm present, sir.
What is your name, Madam Branch Clerk of Court?
Come again, sir.
What is your name?
Attorney Julie Miguangco.
Is the city administrator telling the truth when he said that all the requisites of a valid expropriation have been deposited to the court, like the amount equivalent to the sum of 100% of the value of the land based on the current zonal value of the BIR?
There are 16 cases filed, expropriation cases filed, sir, and some were issued writ of possession
No,
per
before
order of the
that,
presiding judge.
did they deposit prior to the, upon filing the expropriation complaint, did they pay all this? One, the amount equivalent to the sum of 100% of the value of the land based on current zonal value of the BIR. Did they do that?
Upon filing of each expropriation case, there was an amount deposited, sir.
So is it 100% of the value of the land based on the current zonal value of the BIR?
For those issued with the writ of possession, I believe the court has already issued an order, sir, so granting the writ of possession, so it already complied with the
Huwag tayong
deposit
paliligo. Yung
requirement.
tinatanong ko sa'yo, kung nagbayad sila ng 100% of the value of land based on the current zonal value of the BIR.
Yes, sir, per order of the court issued by the acting presiding judge, Oliver Perez.
What is the zonal value, the current zonal value in Barangay Lamaan as of today?
It was stated in the order, sir, of Judge Perez that the value was used for the computation is 1,220 per square meter.
So, diniposit nila yan lahat ng mga na-issuehan ng writ of possession?
Yes, for those already issued with the writ of possession, sir.
How many residents were issued writs of possession?
Number of cases, sir, already issued the writ of possession, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cases, sir.
Okay, lahat ng ito sinasabi mo na yung zonal value 1,200 at the time of the issuance of writ of possession?
Yes, sir, as shown in the
1,200?
order. 1,220 as indicated in the order.
That is not the current zonal value of the BIR at the time of the issuance of writ of possession. I will ask the BIR present today kung totoo yung 1,200. I believe the current zonal value at the time of the writ of possession is at least 7,500 pesos. For your information, madam. Number 2, the replacement cost of the current market value of improvement. Magkano ang binayad nila per writ of possession issued? Alam mo?
The records do not show that they have paid for the replacement cost.
Okay, so walang replacement cost. So nagsisinungaling yung city administrator. Sabi niya nagbayad sila ng replacement cost. Oh, number 3, the current market value of crops and trees within the property determined by government, financial institution, and independent property appraiser. Binayaran din ba yung mga yan kung mayroong naapektuhang mga crops, shrubs, or trees? Does your record contain this information?
Our records do not show those information.
Okay, wala
sir.
rin. So, ang lumalabas sa testimony mo, Madam Clerk of Court, ang binayad lang nila is 1,200 per square meter. Samantalang ang current value ngayon at the time of the issuance of writ of possession is at least 7,500 pesos. Pangalawa,
Yes, sir,
hindi nila binayaran ng replacement cost at hindi rin sila nagbayad ng current market value ng crops or shrubs or trees. Tama?
Yes, sir, as shown in the
Ang
record.
binayaran nila is 1,200 per square meter. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Kung ganon, hindi totoo ang sinasabi ng city administrator na binayaran niya lahat ang requisites. Bakit ngayon nag-issue ang court ng writ of possession? So, hindi lahat dineposit yung requirement ng expropriation. The writ of possession is invalid dahil hindi binayaran yung dalawa. At yung nagbayad naman na isa, kulang ang binayad niya because that is not the current zonal value. Okay, wala muna ako itatanong sa iyo ngayon. Mamaya babalikan kita. Salamat sa iyo. Mr. Chair, may I continue?
Yes, you have already consumed 40 minutes, but I'd like to ask first DS Ominal, the second in line, to interpolate if he is willing to give more time to you, or you can be subjected to another round. DS Ominal, are you willing to give more time because you're next in line.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. In support with the proceedings now with the Committee on Good Government, I yield still my time to this Marcolita so that he can continue, and I will just take my time after he has finished his interpellation.
Thank you. That is very good sign of good faith. Thank you.
May I revert back to the engineer of 2nd District, Mr. Chair? The one
The
who
former DE District Engineer Abinales, please answer the questions of DS Marcoleta.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Engineer Abinales, based on the approved site and development plans, did you know the total area used up by the two buildings in Barangay Laman?
For a while, sir.
What is your answer?
For a while, sir. For a while, sir. Hindi na ito nakuha dahil. For the two buildings, sir. For the two buildings? For the total area, sir, it's 7,592 square meters. For the projects,
Yun lamang building ang sinasabi ko, Madam Chair, yung kanyang floor area, building 1 at saka building 2, i-add mo ilang square meters yung nakain niyang espasyo. Yun lang yung tinatanong ko sa'yo.
14 by 55 ang sa building 1?
I would like to help you, Madam Engineer. Can you show slide 9, please?
770 square meter for building 1?
Ito yung slide 9, Mr. Chair.
770.
Yung slide 9 is a locational sketch showing the lots of the residents expropriated for building 1 and 2. Yung arrow na puti, Mr. Chair, makikita nyo 19KJ0186, yan po yung building 1. Yung isa pang arrow na puti is 20KJ0183, yan ang building 2. Makikita po ninyo do sa green at saka violet na arrows, may mga lots po, Mr. Chair, na hindi nagamit. Ibig sabihin, kahit na hindi inalis yung mga bahay na yon, pwede namang itayo yung dalawang buildings nang kahit hindi na sila mag-aalis ng maninira ng mga bahay. Can you show slide 10, please? Ito po yung slide 10, Mr. Chair. Yan po yung perspective indicating the position of building 1 and 2 and the lots that were not used up. Makikita nyo dyan yung mga pangalan ng mga residents sa building 1, may arrow na nakaturo rito, and also the residents affected by building 2. Slide 11 now. Mr. Chair, dyan makikita ninyo, I want to demonstrate the fact that there is a building beside building 2. Yan po ay building ng isang resident, yan po ay bahay ng isang residente na hindi na nila sinira. Hindi ko malaman kung anong ibig nilang gawin dyan. Pero just the same, they forcibly evicted the residents of that house. Dito po malinaw, Mr. Chair, kaya naman pala nilang itayo yung building 2 without demolishing the house. Ito po, dahil siguro maganda yung bahay na yan, hindi nila sinira, baka naman may mapaggamitan sila, Pero pinalayas po nila yung may-ari ng bahay at yung mga nakikitira pa na pamilya na sa loob ng bahay na yan.
Including building.
Yan po ay kinuha, yung picture na yan, nang dumalaw si Secretary Andanar na may nagkukunwari pang justice daw sa project ng housing. Samantalang ang dapat nabigyan ng hustisya, Mr. Chair, yung mga may-ari ng bahay na yan na pinalayas na walang bayad at walang relocation. Mr. Chair, before I was interrupted during the last hearing, I was inquiring from the local COA representative whether they start auditing the project upon payment of the mobilization fee or at the first billing. And I interrupt nga ako, Mr. Chair, if I can get an answer now from the local COA representative.
Mr. Celso Bucal, you are recognized. DS Marcoleta has a few questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Kailan po ba ninyo sinisiyasat yung pagbabayad sa kontraktor? Sa first billing lang o sa mobilization fee?
As I said before, Your Honor, during our first meeting, that we are on post-payment basis, audit basis, that we investigate, we audit the disbursements once the corresponding disbursement vouchers are received by us.
Sa makatwid, ang sinasabi po ninyo, Mr. Auditor, hindi nyo na monitor kung tama yung ibinayad sa kontraktor sapagkat bago kayo makapag-audit, ay yung tapos na yung project. Tama po ba yun?
Precisely, Your Honor. You're right. You're right in that, Your Honor.
Sa makatwid, katulad po ng pinag-uusapan natin kanina pa at nagpakita na nga ako ng mga pagkakataon na maaaring yung billing nila ay hindi tama sapagkat kung makikita ninyo yung progress sa ground ng mga projects katulad ng Building 1, sinasabi nila 100% na pong tapos pero makikita naman ninyo halos nagsisimula pa lang. Sapagkat mamaya ipakikita ko sa inyo ng approved project, ng approved plan ng Building 1, 4 na palapag, 4 stories. Ngayon, ni-revise nila, sila lang ang nag-revise. Alam po ba ninyo sa COA kung ni-revise nila o hindi? Hindi rin po nyo alam sapagkat, sabi nga ninyo, post-audit kayo, hindi ba?
Right, Your Honor.
Sa makatwid, hindi ninyo nasusubaybayan kung talagang nagagamit ng tama ang ating pondo sapagkat makikita nyo na lang siguro na ganyan na billboard.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi nga sa amin kung anong importansya niyan, hindi naman pala ninyo minomonitor din ang pagbabayad. Unang-una, hindi naman nyo nilalagyan ng update kung ilan yung natapos na, hanggang kailan na yung ilang porsyento nang makikita po ninyo yung kitang-kita po ninyo, ang billboard ninyo, wala namang laman eh. Wala namang ibig sabihin yan eh. So ang tinatanong ko sa inyo, anong saysay po ng anong billboard na yan ng COA?
That is for the public to know, Your Honor, pursuant to the transparency policy of the government, Your Honor.
Paano ang transparency dyan? Hindi mo nga nalalaman kung nalulustay na yung pera ng gobyerno. Malalaman mo lang na nalustay kung sakasakali pagdating na natapos na o hindi natapos ang project. Pero habang ginagawa yan, kagaya na rin ang pag-amin mo, wala kayong nalalaman. Hindi nyo minomonitor dahil ang audit ninyo is post-audit. Tama?
We will not know, Your Honor, except that if there is a complaint, we're going to give priority on that. Without waiting for these vouchers to be received by us, we will do already our initial audit investigation.
Sino magko-complain sa'yo? Kamukha ngayon.
In this case, Your Honor,
you attended the last hearing. You were there.
Yes, Your Honor.
So sa makatwid, hindi pa ba sapat itong naririnig mo ngayon para mag-umpisa ka na sana na mag-audit?
It's enough, Your Honor, and so we did.
What have you done?
We already referred this matter to the audit team concerned for initial evaluation. Not yet finalized, Your Honor. We're going to review this one.
Sinasabi mo, transparency ka na ng transparency. Kaya nga tinatanong ko sa'yo, itong billboard mo is only a formality. Hindi ba? Wala naman akong makikita dyan. Kahit tingnan ko pa yung billboard na yan, wala akong nakitang ginawa ng na ginawang audit dyan. As far as the building 1 is concerned, there is no information indicated in that billboard.
That because,
So,
Your
tama ka.
Honor,
Tama ka
we
rin
do not
naman.
receive yet
Sabi
the
mo nga,
contract.
teka muna. Tama ka rin sa sinabi mo na hindi nyo namomonitor.
Yes, Your Honor.
At hindi nyo rin nakikita kung tama yung basis ng payment sa first billing, second billing, sapagkat malalaman nyo lamang yon pagtapos na o hindi natapos ang project. Tama?
No, not that we will know about the project already finished, but we will know there is payment once the disbursement vouchers are submitted to us.
Kaya nga, malalaman nyo lang na maaaring sumobra yung payment o nawaldas ang payment o hindi totoong payment pagkatapos na lahat.
Not necessarily, Your Honor, because once we have the disbursement vouchers, without the project finished, we are going to make already our own sort of examination.
Ilang vouchers na bang nakita mo so far? How many vouchers have you audited so far?
So far, Your Honor, we received our audit team. I have no exact knowledge, Your Honor, how many vouchers are referring to these transactions.
Up to now, you have no knowledge about the vouchers that you are auditing. O, nakita mo na, pagkatapos sasabihin mo naman, not necessarily. Can you please answer honestly para mapabilis itong pagtatanong ko sa iyo? Kanina sinabi mo na post-audit ka lang.
Yes,
Ngayon,
Your Honor.
sinasabi ka na naman, you are validating certain vouchers. Anong vouchers ang ino-audit mo ngayon?
We are still, Your Honor, referring this matter to our audit team for initial audit investigation, Your Honor. And we don't have an exact copy yet of the evaluation, initial evaluation, Your Honor.
O sige, para matapos ka na lang. Okay, when are you going to submit a report to the chairman of this committee with respect to the initial audit that you are undertaking?
As soon as possible next week, Your Honor.
As soon as possible next week. Okay. Mr. Chair, may I revert to DPWH Region 10?
Yes, Legal Officer of DPWH Region 10.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank
So,
you.
Madam Legal Officer, talaga wala bang engineer na makakapag-substitute sa'yo?
From the regional office,
Ikaw
Your
lang,
Honor,
kanilang
I'm the only one
pinadala.
available. Yes, Your Honor.
The second building, attorney, kasi dalawang building ang pinag-uusapan dito eh. First building, second building. Yung first building was funded by the national government. The second building was funded by local funding yata yun. Tama ba yun?
Your Honor, are we referring to the Malaubang building, Your Honor,
No,
for
no,
the second
The second building in Barangay Laman. Dalawang buildings, madam.
phase 2?
First two, phase 1 and phase 2, Barangay Laman. Yung cluster in Malaubang, that's another. So yung
That's part of...
yung phase 2 or second building is funded by the local government.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kung local government yon, housing project, bakit kayo ang nag-i-implement? Local funding naman yan. You're saying that the local LGU is not capable of executing its own program, its own project. Bakit DPWH pang nag-undertake considering that it is a housing project?
Your Honor, we only knew about the memorandum of agreement only recently. Maybe the district office can answer the question. We are only aware of the first contract, which is 19K00186.
Bakit hindi
KJ0186.
pinaalam sa inyo yung second building? They had a
Your Honor, it is
memorandum of
within-
agreement, hindi ba?
Yes, Your
Did
Honor.
you know that the memorandum of agreement came later?
We have no
Hindi mo rin
knowledge
alam yun.
of the, yes, Your Honor.
So there are many things that they are being, that are kept from the attention of your office. Marami silang ginagawa na hindi nila pinapaalam sa inyo. May I go to the contractor of building to Mr. Chair, Mountain Rock?
Do you mean Mindanao Rock Construction?
Mindanao Rock, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, Mindanao Rock.
Yes, to the representative Mindanao Rock, please introduce yourself. Please unmute.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Who is this? Please identify yourself, sir.
I'm Eric Lim, Your Honor. Eric Lim, Your Honor.
Eric Lim.
Mahina po yung volume nyo. Hindi marinig yung voice nyo.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Eric Lim, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Eric Lim, D.S. Marcoleta.
Eric Lim, hindi ba yung Alpha and Omega, Lim din. Magkaano-ano ba kayo?
Kilala lang, Your Honor.
Hindi kayo magkamag-anak? Hindi ba, Lina? Huwag mo na sagutin kung ayaw mo siya maging kamag-anak. What is the date of the notice of award, Mr. Lim?
It's August 5, 2020, Your Honor.
August 5.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you actually start the construction?
It's August 24, Your Honor.
August.
August 24.
I will ask you again, Mr. Lim. Are you aware that the second building, which was used to construct Building 2, the land of which was owned by small property owners expropriated by LGU Ozamis? Did you know that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. At pagkatapos nun, Mr. Lim, their houses were demolished to give away or to give way to Building 2. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you tell us who demolished their houses?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Why? You did not ask around? You're supposed to be there. You're the contractor. Bago mo pa tinanggap ang project na yan, alam mo kung saan itatayo, tama?
When we come to that site, it's already clear, Your Honor.
Pero nag-start ka August, di ba?
Yes, August 24, Your Honor.
Ibig mo sabihin, nung ka lang pumunta, nung August 4, you did not go to the site earlier than that? Let's say, sinarbay mo yung lupa, tiningnan mo yung lugar, yung magmomobilize ka doon, magko-construct ka ng mga gagamitin mong mga sisilungan ng trabahador mo, may bunkhouse ka doon. Ibig mo sabihin, you went there only on August 2020?
When the DPWH ordered me notice to commence, that's where my project engineer inspect the site, Your Honor.
Kaya nga, ang tinatanong ko sa iyo, hindi ka man lang pumunta doon prior to August 2020? Yun ba ibig mo sabihin?
I passed by there, Your Honor, because it's
hindi mo ba alam na bago August napakarami pa ng bahay na nakatayo doon? Halimbawa, nung Abril, Pebrero 2020, may nakatayo pa yung mga bahay diyan. January 2020. Hindi mo ba tinanong sa sarili mo, paano ko makakapag-construct dito? May mga bahay pala rito. Did you not ask yourself na maaring ma-delay ang what was the notice of proceed? What is the date of the notice to proceed?
It's August 18, 2020, Your Honor.
Pagkatapos, doon ka lang pumunta, August 2020?
I passed by there, Your Honor, but yes, August 20.
When you pass by there,
Yeah.
you saw the houses prior to August 2020. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hindi ka man lang nagtanong kung paano naalis yung mga bahay? You are under oath, Mr. Contractor. And I'm sure you know the penalty for lying.
Yes, Your Honor. My concern, my contract is only to build the building, Your Honor, and
I know that. Pero bilang isang tao, alam mong may mga bahay doon. Ang ibig mo ba sabihin, sasabihin mo sa akin ngayon na hindi mo alam kung paano nasira yung mga bahay at hindi ka man lang nagtanong kung bakit naalis yung mga bahay. Hindi mo ginawa yon?
sorry, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Gusto mo bang gayahin yung pagsisinungaling ng Alpha Omega at yung engineer ng DPWH na hindi nila alam kung sino ang nagwasak ng kanilang mga bahay ng residente? Ganun ba?
Sorry, no, Your Honor, I don't have any idea. Sorry.
What did you say? You don't have any idea.
Oh, yeah, I don't have the knowledge.
Kasi you did not even care to know. Di ba? Bali, wala naman sa'yo yun eh. Oh, huwag ka na sumagot kung di mo makayang sagutin yun. Mr. Chair, may I go back to the representative of the mayor of Ozamis City, the acting mayor?
No, the acting mayor is not present. The administrator, Sam Fuentes.
Mr. Chair, siguro po sa susunod, medyo maging stricto na tayo sa mga yan. Mukhang pinaiikutan tayo ng mga yan. Bakit naman yung city administrator ang ibibigay lang nila sa atin samantalang ang kasagutan sa mga tanong na ito kung minsan hindi rin naman kayang sagutin ng city administrator?
We cannot, we will record it as a sign that they don't want to be heard. If the mayor doesn't appear up to the last hearing, then it's his choice. We will still have the same finding regardless if he's here or he's not here.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Okay, pagtitsagaan ko na yung city administrator, Mr. Chair.
If Your Honor, please.
Mr. Administrator, Article 13, Section 10 of the Constitution provides that urban or rural poor shall not be evicted, nor their dwellings demolished, except in accordance with law and in just and humane manner. Are you aware of this constitutional injunction?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Chair, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Kahit ikaw noong last hearing, pinangatawanan mo na hindi mo alam kung sino ang nag-demolish sa mga kabahayan ng mga complaining residents. Tama?
If Your Honor, please let me clarify, Your Honor. What I stated, Your Honor, was there was no demolition, actual demolition conducted, Your Honor. There was voluntary dismantling by the residents who acquiesced to the relocation and the project itself.
Baka yung sinasabi natin, attorney, ay yung mga informal settlers.
Basically, yes,
meron kasi akong balita na yung mga informal settlers, total wala naman silang mga bahay, but that happened in December of 2019. Ang pinag-uusapan natin is a period between April to August of 2020. Ito yung sinasabi mo na voluntaryo nilang dinimolish ang kanilang mga bahay. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor. It was still voluntary.
Yung mga slides ng nakita mo yung hagulgulan ng mga tao. They are weeping. They are asking for help.
If Your Honor, please, those were not actual residents, Your Honor. Those were not actual residents, nor were they parties to the case.
They are not residents of Ozamis?
Not actual residents of the subject of the subject of this inquiry, Your Honor. They might have been residents of Ozamis, they might have relatives residing there, but they were not the actual residents who are subject to the case, Your Honor.
Attorney,
Yes, Your
You know the ordinance of expropriation that was initiated by your own city.
Yes, Your Honor.
You identified the lots to be expropriated, pati
Yes,
yung
Your-
mga residents na inexpropriate ninyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit sasabihin mo ngayon that they are not actual residents samantalang you pinpointed the very lots and the residents to be covered by those buildings? Okay.
Those properties,
Let me ask you.
those shown in the video, Your Honor, the supposed affected individuals were not the actual parties to the case, Your Honor.
O, nasa sayo yan. Pero ang akin lang sinasabi ganito.
If Your Honor, please, I would just like, may I be allowed, Your Honor? Just a final, as at least, with due deference, Your Honor, I would just like to erase any vestige of any irregularity pertaining to the writ of possession, Your Honor, because in your statement beforehand, you were saying that I was actually lying. With due
Kanina
respect,
kasi sinabi mo, attorney, sinabi mo na binayaran mo yung 3 requisites.
Yes, Your
I
Honor,
talked
we
to the
did.
clerk of court.
Yes,
Ang
we did,
binayaran
Your
nyo lang,
Honor, but
ang binayaran nyo lang yung lupa pero hindi yung current zonal value.
yes, Your Honor, because under
1,200
if Your Honor, please.
pero hindi yung current zonal value. At the time of the taking, attorney, pinagtanong ko sa BIR, sana may panahon pa tayo hanggang mamaya because the BIR representative is there. Alam ko, at that time, the zonal value is at least 7,500 pesos. Ang sabi
Yes, Your
ng
Honor.
clerk of court,
As of the present, if Your Honor, please, what I'm trying to state, Your Honor, trying to bring out is that it was the discretion of the court, Your Honor, because apparently the court was just following OCA circular number 113-2009, which really requires the value of the land, Your Honor.
you're not supposed to decide on that because
That's precisely my point, Your Honor. It was the court which decided on that, Your Honor.
The
And
only point, okay, the only point I'm trying to elicit to you now is this. Bakit kasi lumilitaw na palagi niyong sinasabi walang naganap na demolition para bang kailangang magbulag-bulagan na lang tayo, walang nangyaring demolition. Ito yung mahirap tanggapin siguro. Attorney, as the owner of the project, the author of the ordinances to expropriate, the petitioner in the expropriation complaints, and the movant in the break-open pleas filed in court against several residents to drive them away from their own houses, would you still deny that LGU Ozamis is not the one which ordered demolition of the houses in Puroclaman? Will you still deny that?
if Your Honor, please, it was the residents themselves which
On your lawyer's
voluntarily
oath,
dismantled
attorney, on your lawyer's oath, would you still insist that these residents voluntarily demolished their houses?
As
Despite
far
the
as
fact
I know,
that they are
yes, Your
present
Honor.
today and that they denied your statement?
Yes, as far as I know, yes, Your Honor.
Do you expect anyone to believe you?
If Your Honor, please, whatever might be their belief, Your Honor, because that is the actual fact, Your Honor, that happened.
This committee is the final arbiter as to what is the final fact, Mr. Attorney.
We submit, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, it was admitted in the last hearing that the expropriation complaints were based on Section 19 of the LGU's power of eminent domain. It is on record that the city administrator agreed that the said provision of the Constitution equally cites the Constitution and other pertinent laws. Tama? Tama, Attorney, di ba? Nakalagay na ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
And the pertinent laws are 72, 79, and 10752. We're already finished with this, right? Are you aware, Attorney, that in the case of Lagcao versus Labra, GR number 155746, October 13, 2004, the Supreme Court ruled that the exercise of the LGUs of the power of eminent domain is not absolute. Are you aware of that case? It's yes or no, attorney. Are you aware of that case? I am not getting an answer to you, from you. Do you hear me, attorney?
I am not familiar with the case cited, Your Honor.
You're not familiar. Then I will familiarize you with this case. Mr. Chair, I ask this question because in that particular case, may I repeat that? Lagcao versus Labra, GR number 155746, October 13, 2004. In that particular case, Mr. Chair, the Supreme Court cited two provisions in the Bill of Rights which limit the exercise of such power. Number one, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be deprived the equal protection of laws. Number two, private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation.
Mr. Chair,
Did you...
with your kind indulgence, Mr. Chair,
Yes, DS Ominal, what is your pleasure?
yeah, may I know on how many minutes more that this Marcolita wants to use in interpreting our
It
speakers?
is up to you because you yielded time. Because you are second to interpret, we can go back to him for a second round. It is up to you if you want to end it.
We can give him 5 minutes more, Mr. Chair, and to wind up so that I could have also my turn in asking questions to our resource speakers today.
DS Marcoleta, we can give you another 1 hour after your first round, so that DS Ominal can have his turn. Please wind up for the first round only. You will be called for a second round. Thank you.
Medyo bitin na, Mr. Chair. Kasi kung 5 minutes lang, mga 10 minutes siguro, then I will temporarily stop.
Okay, 10 minutes. Then we will give you another 1 hour after the 1 hour of DS Ominal.
Thank you. Mr. City Administrator, did you recognize those two limitations cited in that case?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And this,
In the same case, Mr. Chair, the Supreme Court explained that Republic Act 7279 is the law that governs the local expropriation of property for purposes of urban land reform and housing, particularly Section 9 and 10 thereof. Did LGU Ozamis examine this law before it exercised its power of eminent domain?
I understand, Your Honor, it was part of those that were actually evaluated, Your Honor.
I see.
However, in this,
Let us see if you have evaluated this. Another question, are you familiar with the cases of estate of JBL Reyes versus City of Manila, GR number 132431, February 13, 2004?
again, I'm not familiar, Your Honor.
Okay. How about the case of Phil Stream versus Court of Appeals, GR number 125218, January 28, 1998?
The same, Your
Same.
Honor.
You're not familiar with this. Mr. Chair, I am drawing the attention of the city administrator to these cases because if it is indeed true that LGU Ozamis cared to study these cases, it would have refrained from expropriating those private lands that eventually led to the unfortunate destruction of the residents' houses. Why? Because in these cases, I mentioned, the Supreme Court emphasized that Section 9 and 10 of RA 7279 are limitations to the exercise of the power of eminent domain, especially with respect to the order of priority in acquiring private lands and in the modes of resorting to expropriation proceedings. Question. Attorney, do you know the prescribed order of priority in acquiring private lands? Are you familiar with this?
The limitation, Your Honor, applies to those
No,
that
no.
are...
I am asking you if you know the prescribed order of priority in acquiring private lands for housing. You don't know. I will tell you, these are the order of priority. Mag-uumpisa kayo from those owned by the government. Number 2, alienable lands of the public domain. Number 3, unregistered or abandoned and idle lands. Number 4, those within declared areas or priority development, zonal improvement sites. Number 5, bliss sites. And number 6, privately owned lands. So nakikita mo dito sa order of priority, attorney, panghuli yung private lands. Okay? Nauna nyo bang kinonsider yung 5 na order of priority in the acquisition of lands? Hindi. Pumunta kayo kagad, binaligtad ninyo, ang una ninyong kinuha ay private lands. Next question. Do you know the modes of acquiring lands for socialized housing? Ito, modes naman. Kanina, sinasabi ko sa iyo,
Yes, the order of priority.
describe order. Ngayon, I am asking you now if you know the modes of acquiring lands for socialized housing. Do you know? Be honest.
We just adhere, Your Honor, to what is...
Okay. Ito yung mga modes in this order, okay? Number 1, community mortgage. Number 2, land swapping. Number 3, land assembly or consolidation, land banking. And then donation to the government, and then joint venture agreement, and then negotiated purchase, and the last is expropriation. Ang ginawa ng LGU, attorney, binaligtad nyo na naman. Ang inuna nyo is expropriation. Do you know the strict condition enunciated by RA 7279 and pointed out by the Supreme Court before an LGU can resort to expropriation? Do you know the strict condition? Be honest. You don't know. The strict condition is that you cannot resort to expropriation without exhausting the other modes of land acquisition, of socialized housing. Ang ginawa ninyo, nagumpisa kayo kagad sa expropriation without exhausting the rest of the other modes. And then the other condition, if there is no other recourse but to expropriate, Section 10 of 7279 says, owners of parcels of land belonging to small landowners are exempted for purposes of this act. Exempted sila, attorney. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa iyo kanina kung alam mo itong mga kasong ito. Ang sabi mo, in-evaluate ninyo. You did not, because if you did, hindi natuloy sana itong expropriation na ito. Did you know, attorney, that in the 3 cases I cited before you, dalawa kasing syudad ang involved dito, ang City of Cebu and the City of Manila. In these 3 cases, the City of Cebu lost its expropriation case and the City of Manila lost twice because they failed to comply with Sections 9 and 10 of Republic Act 7279. I will tell you the very reason. Mr. Chair, ganito ang sabi ng Korte Suprema. The Supreme Court made it very, very clear in these cases, in these 3 cases, that, and I will quote this, compliance with these conditions is mandatory because these are the only safeguards of oftentimes helpless owners of private property, like the complaining residents of Ozamis City, against violation of due process when their property is forcibly taken for public use. This is the admonition, this is the ruling of the Supreme Court. So tapos na muna ako, Mr. Chair. Hanggang doon na muna. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.